Welcome, watchers from beyond the plains, witches, warlocks, and spellcasters of nondescript gender identity. Welcome to the last session of the first campaign of Daddy's Dungeon. I, of course, am your dungeon master, Goon Daddy, and I am, and have been, a sort of god of this world, leading us on a dalliance into destiny. But I suppose, of course, there is no more time left to dilly-dally. So, allow me to fetch my wonderful cast.
Gotta get it fixed. Even if he doesn't, I'll use it. It's just missing the tip, so it's fine.
Okay.
That's what she said.
I God hope not. That would be worrisome.
That would
Anyway,
be
hi
really
cast.
Hello. It's cold in my basement.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling
I
up,
was smart, closed my window.
Like plus 30 degrees out at least.
pulling up my it's weird Canada temperatures you're talking about.
It's 21 degrees.
Oh my god, sorry, let me translate it. It's better than being like 90 degrees.
No, 90 is
That's
warm.
right.
No,
Like,
I don't know.
90 is
how-
like 30, isn't it? 90 is like 30 degrees over here. That's like warm for us. We had a 40
It's
degree
60
summer,
degrees
like...
here. Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah,
So
no
it's
shit.
so it's like around. That's if it's 60 degrees, then it's 28 there, because it's plus or minus 32. I
No, it's 60
Roughly.
degrees Fahrenheit here. Where I'm at.
Yes, but Fahrenheit to Celsius is plus minus 32.
Roughly. That's not like, it's not perfect.
No.
That's not, that doesn't, I guess, especially when you get higher. Because, like, 100 is also 100, or 0 is 0. I don't think actually, hold on, is 100 100? I always forget that one. 100 is not 100. Fahrenheit
It
to
feels like
Celsius.
48 here.
No, no, no. No, that's actually, sorry, it's diminishing returns higher up you go.
Yeah.
100 degrees Fahrenheit is only 37. That was like our summer.
Yeah, that was our summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like 9 over here, which is 42
Ooh,
American.
that's nice and
Yeah.
crisp. That's nice and crisp.
That is freezing.
Chewy.
That's not freezing. Come on.
It's
Quite literally,
chewy.
that's not freezing. Quite literally freezing. It's still got to be like at least 0. At least.
No.
Oh, you mean 32 degrees?
No, 0 is 0, isn't it? Isn't English like
No,
for
32
most-
degrees is freezing.
Is 32?
Fahrenheit.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's
32
plus
degrees.
minus 32.
As the temperature where water will freeze. Fun.
yeah.
Anyway, we're here. We're back at it again,
And
We're doing
and
D&D,
I'm pretty
right?
sure we've got some things
we've
to
got
discuss.
we've
Goon.
got a battle to finish.
Oh my
We've got a battle to
God.
finish. Are we
we-
doing the housekeeping,
I
or are we
guess
just
we-
jumping straight into it?
I guess
gonna
we
jump
should.
into this?
I mean,
Nah, doing housekeeping for the. Yeah, everyone understands.
you
it.
know what?
We're
We'll do
at,
we'll do
what,
it.
35?
Remind me to do housekeeping at the end. We'll just.
Yeah.
Where's the music? Where's the music? Where's
Let's
where's
go.
the
Let's get this going.
where's the music?
I rushed home with my drink just to be here in time. So
Thank
let's
you
go.
for that.
There's no rush. I just looked at
So
my boss and I
last
was like,
time when Smokey was stopped breathing into their microphone,
It's not me, I swear.
our heroes formed the Almighty Titan, and they engaged in single combat with the Tarrasque, who we hilariously nicknamed Gothra, and we teleported all around the fantastical world that we've been playing in, because it turns out the Tarrasque can't just be so easily defeated, even with their super powerful weapons such as the Titan. So we did a battle in the seas just outside of at the front out the window of Castle Paternia. We went and teleported across the deserts where Tarrasque was looking and making hungry eyes at the keep where the blue dragons live. And then finally we were zapped away over to the Catayugas Crags where we once defeated Typhon, where the Tarrasque was again looking to nom nom on some delicious power, that power being the new conduit tree that was sprouted in the Cadigas Crags. And when we left off, the tarrasque had managed to bite down or stick the Titan's head inside of its mouth, allowing David an excellent vantage point of what the gobbledygook is going on inside of there. Mainly a dark pearl of malice surrounding Oberon, King of the Fairies, sustained by chronomancy. And that realization washes over everyone. Our 5 heroes, plus the 2 fairies that have given their forms over into transforming themselves into weapons. One being the Great Spirit Spear Goodfellow, and the other the Great Spirit Shield Empress. Now, if only I could remember the initiative.
A great question, and I'm pretty sure we had it down
Right.
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that the Titan was last.
Right. I just didn't remember who had done their actions. Well, no. If the tarrasque had jumped... Yeah, the tarrasque had jumped on and was biting on the head of the Titan. That means that would have been its turn. So I think all of our actions have been refreshed for our... for this round.
Oh shit, okay. Okay, so we're gonna do Skortch's plan. We got your shit.
For sure,
I
Ken
thought we already
commands one of
blasted
the
it
arms.
off the head.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Ken commands
did.
one of the arms to grab the hair.
The hair?
Blue.
We
The hair.
got plans.
You did not specify what hair you're talking about. Goodness,
Hair.
confused.
The tarrasque
I
has
don't-
hair? What?
I don't know. No,
No.
not the Tarrasque's hair.
No, the strand of the queen's hair that manifests out of pocket space.
The Queen of England?
Yes, the Queen of England's hair.
I'm
That's
confused.
exactly
This
we
hair is-
wanted to be very
Queen
topical.
Titania.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Queen Titania
Queen Titania.
gave Skortch a piece of her hair,
Word.
and Skortch has it now.
Okay, yes. I remember this.
Okay.
And now
we're
Ken
on
has
the
it.
same page.
Good. Now we're on the same.
And Ken will use one of the. Ken will command the arms to wrap the hair around the tip of spear.
Yes.
The tip of
Okay.
the Spirit, the Spirit Goodfellow?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, guys, do whatever you're gonna do.
Believe thrusting it into it was part of the plan.
Yes.
Now that it's
I'm not very good with spears. You guys take that.
That is generally how spears work.
I'm pretty sure this was David's job.
Okay.
I just didn't remember who were the arms. I knew it was Ken and.
Well, it doesn't matter who's the arms.
I know.
No,
but I
no,
thought we
no.
were going with a thematic thing.
Oh, sure.
David isn't the one doing it. He has to do the chronomancy thing and boost somebody else's attack.
Right, that he does.
That's what the thing
Well,
was.
he's-
That was the plan.
Yes, so David needs to go first.
David.
Okay. You have the stats for Spirit Goodfellow. So if I make an attack roll, what do I add to it? Blue, you have the stats for.
Hmm?
You have the stats
sorry, for Spirit Goodfellow. Yes.
Yeah.
To hit, I believe it's +8 currently what it's showing,
Okay.
and then its damage is multitude amount of dice.
Cool. David rolling once. One attack. That's 15 plus the 8 and the Tarrasque's armor. No.
25.
25. That's
25 is the AC.
That's the AC. Gotcha. I forgot to put on the drums of war. There we go. There's the drums. Now we're in battle. Okay. He gets a second attack. Same deal. Rolling and nope.
He can't see anything.
No. Just managing to miss at every turn.
Shoot.
Did I use... Hold on. Features and traits. Did I use my... No, that's not it. That's not it. That's fine. Meta magic, dark vision, athlete, dual, and lucky. Oh wait. Lucky just gives me the ability to reroll. We'll roll that's the roll additional d20. That's lucky.
Yeah. Use one of your points to reroll a d20 roll.
Wind action surge. There we go. I can use another action, which would mean I get
your 2 actions back.
My 2 attacks back. So I'm going to then also use a point of lucky for this next attack.
You can use lucky after you make the roll to decide.
I personally think that's cheating, but all right. So yep, using lucky, rolling 2d20. It's a 14 and an 8. Either one would hit. Let's try to one more time. My last lucky point. Here we go. And then for using a point of lucky, and I'm also using a point of Tides of Chaos. So let's see if I can't. So that would be 3d20. Or I have advantage on both of... No, that would just be 3d20. And 18 plus 8.
Oh,
yes.
No. Cool.
Oh no.
And the damage? The damage dice I roll?
Sure. The damage dice is 7d12 plus 10.
Cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7d12. It's not. Okay, there it is. 41.
Which is 51 plus 10.
51. Gotcha. So yes, David plants the Titan's feet and unleashes a multitude of stabbing blows, one nicking the tarrasque, sending the rippling quantum wave through the beast, loading it up with 51 points of quantum damage. And with all of that exhausted, that's the end of David's turn.
Go get it, Blue.
On it! He immediately takes control and thrusts the spear. The heart. Yeah, the center, where we where we pierced before. The wound that would have been left.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have to see no, and then no, and I got one more. No, as I just can't stab through its hide. Damn it!
Disgusting.
I'm all out of attacks here, Skortch.
I have one. I guess I'll make it count.
Go for it.
Fuck yes!
Nice.
Plus 8.
Haha.
Okay.
There we go.
And it's 7d12, you said? Whoop, that is too many. Oh, I wish you could just subtract. There we go.
$47.
47 times 51.
2,397.
To the heart of this thing.
To the heart. So as before, in similar quantum-infused attacks, a prismatic array of versions of the Titan surround the tarrasque, stabbing it from all sides, dealing this monumentous attack, spearing it multiple times. 2,000 and some change times through its core, and its body disappears in a puff of smoke and ash and weird little Twilight Princess digital effects. And what clatters to the ground on this slope up towards where the path meets the sanctum of the new conduit tree is the pearl. This black pearl of malice being held together by chronomancy.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
When we were in the library, we saw something that changed time around it. I want to use Detect Magic to compare it to the barrier that we broke while we were escaping from the Illithid.
Oh.
Oh, you mean the Illithid Armada? Okay.
Yes.
You
remember we had to bend all of the elements around it to get it to work. I'm wondering if it's similar to that. Except my thought would be that David adding time into it would probably be a very good idea. Like, again, what if we all bend at once on this sphere?
I mean,
That sounds like a hell of a way to end a fight.
You all want to try it?
I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
It's better than continuously trying to kill it and not having anything work. The thing is in front of us. I want to try this.
Sounds good to me. Let's get it done.
I'm ready.
Alright.
Okay.
Ready?
And we all gonna do our bend checks?
Yep. 2d6 plus your spellcasting modifier. 3? Oh, I guess you guys started rolling. Okay. I was gonna count down, but alright. Here we go.
Oh.
Oops.
It's 9 plus 4 for 13 for me.
What's my spellcasting modifier? Spells.
How do you want our numbers?
Okay. Just give me the total of your bend check.
Okay, so we have a 13, I have a 3, so 16. Skortch.
8.
Okay, so we have 24. Howle.
7.
31. David.
Nice.
9.
40.
40.
40.
Nice.
So as you get ready to perform this bend check, the Titan lets Spirit Spear Goodfellow and Spirit Shield Empress kind of float off to the sides of it, as it assumes hands open, arms stretched forward position, with bent, ready, bracing knees. And it starts to wield all 5 elements for the first time in history. There is a swirl of gold and black and white and blue and black and gold and white, and finally a strand of green, and they all coalesce around the sphere. This feat is taking a physical, mental, emotional toll on all 5 of you as the Titan slowly lowers the upper conduits, you 5, the 3 of us that are up the top. This is to slowly lower us all down together until we're all standing in a line in front of the pearl, all arms outstretched, all focusing. And then David takes a step forward, closing the distance slowly between him and the pearl. He takes another step forward, the snow crunching beneath his feet. Howle, you're the first one to notice a shooting star cut the sky in half. And then again. And then again. Skortch, you notice it this time. And again. And again. Ken, you recognize this a shooting star similar to this happening a few days before Malachite and the Flying Turtle reached the Misty Mountains. The shooting star, it streaks across the sky thousands of times over. David, singularly focused on this task, keeps marching towards the tarrasque's pearl, until finally the shooting star rests above all of you. And it lowers right behind David. It rematerializes into a very old man and places his hand on David's shoulder. David looks behind him. Malachite? Kind of. It's a funny story, actually. What are you doing? This is going to kill you. What? This is going to kill you. Okay. Which is why you're not going to do it. And this Malachite grips David's shoulder, throws him back in line with the rest of you as he marches towards the tarrasque's pearl and places both of his hands square onto it, absorbing the black malice and everything, turning him to obsidian. There is a multicolored light, a prismatic shine that shines up into the heavens. And there, amongst this black scar that is now here in the Cadillagas Crags, there is a man. No, a fairy. Laying in the fetal position, wings shriveled, beard and body ragged. Oberon is free. He is free. And Puck and Titania, they take their forms and they reconstitute themselves back into their forms and they rush to their father and husband's side.
Somebody get this guy some clothes.
I don't think we have any spares.
Ken throws a blanket on him.
Where the fuck did that come from?
And, like, just fucking pulls calligrapher's supplies and a mess kit and a pot of and an iron pot and like a day of rations out of his shell. Just like, I don't know, man. I just got free space in here.
Wait, you've been holding all that stuff in your shell this entire time?
It's a very big shell.
Well, I didn't know you had a Dungeoneer's pack just stuffed in your shell.
Oh my
What else
goodness,
did you
Ken.
think I was carrying it? It's a very big shell in here. It's got room for me and all my stuff.
Yeah.
Well, is that it? Says out of breath.
I think so.
It looks like my plan worked.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, it kind of does. Good shit, Skortch.
It's like
High five.
Yeah, ethereal high fives all around.
Everyone's just high five in the slap of our little pods that we're in. It's, yeah, everybody, yeah. Like in each direction
But,
where you know where they are.
Since it's wait, hold on. Is it really done though? Like,
I don't know. It looks done to me. There's no
Well-
Tarrasque. Oberon's right there. He's not a big monster anymore.
Anyone else freaked out by the statue of Malachite that just happened, or is that just me?
not
I was
particularly,
about to ask the
honestly.
same thing.
Well, it's kind of you, so I get why you're freaked out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think that's just what you get. Like, that would have happened to you too if you would have absorbed all of that time.
Yeah, I guess.
I think.
I think that's why it's unnerving.
Ah. The important thing is that my bro is still alive, and we won.
We won.
Yes, we won.
at least I think we did. Can't never be too sure until we go home, spend a few nights, relax, get all the regular things back in order, and then a month later,
Yeah.
we can officially say we did it.
Yeah, I don't want to count my chickens yet.
Okay.
Or count my turtles. I don't know. Something that emerges from eggs.
So who wants to run back to Paternia in the mech?
I don't know. Can't we just turn the mech into a cloud?
Probably can, but didn't you want to get a little bit more use out of this thing before we have
It's
to
only
retire
been like
it?
it's only actually been what, like 15 minutes?
I mean, like, really, this whole thing kind of flew by, but, like, I
Oh
feel
my
like,
gosh,
I
that
want to
felt
get more
like
time out of
ages.
this giant thing. I know it did feel like ages, but then I just looked at my totally not a clock on my wrist.
Oh yeah,
and,
that's totally not a clock.
It's totally not a clock. Anyway, and I kind of want to
Tanya.
at least get a bit more time out of it. Maybe we could, just run home instead.
Hey, Titania, you got anything like a kraken around here that you need dead?
No, I don't actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah, let's you know what? Let's go home.
Yeah. Let's all go home.
I guess so.
Let's start the festivities.
Yeah, let's have a party. Let's get. Whew. Let's get Destiny drunk.
You know what? Yeah, I'm up for it.
I can get behind that.
Yes.
And so.
Ken's just before we head off, Ken's just like gonna real quick go up to Oberon and just be like, is that really like what we were fighting? He just kind of like pokes him with a stick.
Excuse me. Don't do
You're
that
excused.
again. Don't do that again. All right.
Well, I mean, I just didn't think it would be like, wow, okay. And Ken's just gonna kind of turn around and go, I guess we did it. I guess it's really done. Wow, holy, wow.
Yep.
It's just, we did it.
I mean, you're not going to do that again, are you?
Don't
No.
tempt me, Howle.
No, I mean, Oberon isn't going to try to become a tarrasque again, right?
No, that was a really, really bad trip.
I'm glad you learned your lesson.
How many of those timelines were you aware of?
Timelines?
I guess
We
that
should
answers
probably give him some rest. He can come join us at the
Yeah.
festivities at Paternia when he gets better in a couple days.
Couple days, this man just had the ass whooping of a century.
I think that's an understatement at this point. Pretty sure that qualifies.
I don't think I've kicked more ass ever.
It's true, I don't think I've ever hit something that hard before, and... well...
Right, like it almost felt like every time we hit something, several more versions of us were attacking the same thing at once.
Oh, you felt that too?
Yeah, kinda. It was really cool, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was really good feeling.
Kicking ass.
I have to work on that one. Well, David, come on. Put a smile on that face. We just won the day. Let's head home. Let's discuss with the family on what's gone on all this time.
I feel like let's bring this back with us.
Oh, the giant, the statue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can carry that pretty easily.
I mean, I know you can. And he punches you in the arm.
That's... we pick it up with the mech.
You guys reform the Titan, and you make a relatively fast trek from the Carigas Crags back to Paternia proper.
We got like 200 fly speed. I think we could fucking zim it back to Paternia before
Zoom.
any other mode of transport can get there.
Okay, hold on. Do you want me to do the math on that while we just...
You want to do Superman pose? What do you want to do?
Are you gonna do the math on that?
We're gonna do.
Well, you guys
we're
go
gonna do-
ahead and
Okay,
narrate, Goon. I'm just gonna
We're
do
gonna do
some math.
Superman. We're gonna do Wonder Woman. What we doing? We doing Captain Marvel,
Alright, so we
Green
have two
Lantern.
fly speed.
Well, we can't do Captain Marvel because we need the one hand to hold the statue, so we can't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With a
Can't do
bonus
that.
action dash, we can
Superman
reach
seems
400.
like the. I mean, it's a
With
classic.
an action dash, we can reach 800.
Gotcha. We'll do Hawkman.
And if one of us punches ourselves, I can use my reaction to move additional up to my movement speed, which is 40. So we can move 840 feet in a turn.
Cool.
I guess if we all
And a
use our
turn
actions
is
to
3
dash,
seconds.
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
If we all use our actions to dash, then we can move. Hold on a second.
Just for reference for those that are in the
Yep.
states, that is 572 miles per hour.
572 miles per hour.
Yeah, we're moving really fucking fast.
Yeah, we're gonna get pulled over by a cop.
No, we're not. What are we gonna do?
What do you mean getting pulled over?
What?
Who's gonna arrest the Titan?
Who's gonna arrest the Titan? So yeah,
Find cups big enough, I dare you.
Maybe dragon cups.
Dragon cops.
Dragon cups.
Well,
Dra-
we're not flying over catch or anything, so.
Right. So yeah, we make it back to Paternia in pretty fast order, where we see the Paternian shell held by King David the Fourth being lifted or falling. Because the waves of menace have stopped washing over the world, and so there's no need for the shield. You can see a procession of peasants being let out of their kind of nightmarish, squeeze space prisons, holding cells that they were put into for their own safety within the walls of Castle Paternia. They're being slowly marched out, or let out, whichever way you want to look at it. And the Titan returns and lands safely back in the water where the battle had begun. And you guys are met with uproarious applause by many of the sailors and the cannoneers and the foot soldiers of Castle Paternia and Paternia proper. And out on the balcony, you can look over and see both dads and the Queen, King David the Fourth, Tiberius the Wolfman, and Queen Etheria are all there, and they are beaming with pride. Master Coral is there as well, just inexplicably drinking tea.
We did it.
My boy! My boys! All three of you! And Ken, come here! And that's King David the Fourth pulls the four boys into a boisterous hug. That is very big, and now is fastly, is also including, Tiberius the Wolf Man, who joins in on this big fatherly appreciation sandwich.
It feels like we're excluding somebody. That somebody happens to be red and fiery.
You said boys, so I'm over here.
Yeah, but that just seems like we're
If
excluding
you're
you.
making me suffer, make her suffer too, please.
Oh, it's so good.
Do you want to make a check to dodge the hug?
Nah, it's family. I'll endure it.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Big hugs all around. There's hugs between Etheria and Skortch because, gotta get all the hugs into everyone. Master Coral comes by and gives us all a good, and he shows big proud dad vibes by bowing to his, world-saving son, he's going to rub it into everyone at his mahjong games.
Oh, when he bows, Ken totally picks him up and just goes, "You bow to no one," and just brings him in the hug.
My son, I have never been more proud of you.
I'm glad to hear it, Father. I'm glad I've made you proud.
Let's...
But, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to go home.
We can go home
What?
after we
later,
party.
For the
Like tomorrow, maybe like a
festivities?
few days. I want to stay here for a couple. But like I want to go like soak in the hot springs or something. Like I haven't had a proper bath in like months. Like I've had a Paternian bath. But you're just too clean after a Paternian bath, you know?
What do you mean too clean?
You're just too clean.
I'm done with
There's
this. Will and Grace, bring out all of the ale! No. You may have heard a lot of ale. I meant all of it.
Maybe we should get somebody to help him. That sounds like a lot of ale.
Brady, you see
They have
Brayden
staff.
rush into the kitchen after Willen. Maud is soon to follow, and just a fire brigade is formed, just passing out large casks, setting them up, bringing out the cups and everything. Within a span of like an hour and a half, there are a bunch of dignitaries and noble peoples and very prominent business peoples from the kingdom. They're all joined in this grand menagerie of just celebrating and just getting sloshed. At some point, there is a legion of Kuatoa that bring in the remains of the Kraken, and Will and Grace only pauses for a second as he decides what to do with this meat, and then prepares it expertly. No one has ever been able to get Kraken to taste as good as Will and Grace is able to do.
Kraken gyoza. It tastes better because we killed it with our bare hands.
Well, our Titan hands, obviously.
Yes, our bare hands.
Many people are in attendance. A particular group of people of note is, of course, Oracle Fluorite, and Shay Darkmyth and Black Death make an appearance.
They made it.
Alfred's here.
Hey.
Howle, immediately when Howle sees him, he just goes to give him a hug and ignores
Aw.
everyone else for a moment.
Oh, hey, there's...
Hi.
Hi.
I thought we'd die and we didn't, and you're here, and I am so happy to see you.
You thought you'd die?
Well, I mean, we were fighting a tarrasque, you know.
Right. Wow. And Shay plants a big old kiss on you.
Oh.
Aww.
So damn adorable.
Band strikes up, and there's much merriment and just jubilation. Massive amounts of dancing and drinking and eating and drinking, and then more dancing, and then of course, for good measure, a couple of fights break out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just it's nothing to worry about. It's
Some friendly
Tiberius.
brawls.
It's Tiberius the Wolfman and Jiro. They got into a fight. It's fine. No one needs to worry about that. And of course, we pan up as mage students shoot off fireworks into the night sky, celebrating this momentous day in Paternian history. And night becomes day. And a new day dawns over Paternia. A slightly different Paternia than the day before. In fact, it's a couple of months in the future. No. It's 5 whole years in the future.
Wow.
We follow a bird as it swoops and glides through the city of Paternia proper. There's a hubbub going amongst the common folk. Did you hear? It's Coronation Day. Yeah, so I heard. So which one of the princes do you think is going to take their father's place? I don't know. We'll have to find out when we get there. The bird continues on its path, ducking and rolling through carts in the busy streets. It dodges a tricksy alley cat as it swoops its way up to Paternia, Castle Paternia, and lands on a windowsill. A fairly familiar windowsill where a figure is pacing on the inside. There's a knock at the door, and it's Braden Bunch, now 5 years older and sporting a fairly dignified mustache. And to his surprise, Prince David V, he's out of bed. He's making his bed. He's dressed. This is not unusual anymore. Of course it was the first couple of times Braden walked in to see that the young prince had, gotten himself out of bed. But he's been doing that more often since Blu moved down the hall. Speaking of moving down the hall, Braden escorts Prince David down the hall to where the Tri-Crown used to make their bed. Blu had moved in no more than a month after... Well, to answer that question, there's a tapestry on the wall that depicts a great fight between blue dragons and the Tri-Crown. Sitting over the backboard in Blu's new room is the skull of Dio Joltero, the leader of the Blue Dragons. And on his on the pronounced horn are the two crowns of King David IV and Tiberius the Wolfman. Blu, you're taking these crowns off of that skull because they're gonna be needed today. And there's a knock at your door. And it's the mustachioed Braden Bunch. And your brother. My lord, it's almost time. Are you ready?
Yeah, I was just getting the crowns ready.
I'll take those if you'd like.
Sure.
And he pulls out a rag from his pocket and lines his hands with them and presents the rag to you so that his lowly hands don't touch the royal gold.
He places the crowns on his hand with a tight grip, and as soon as he starts to take it away from him, he lets go. Well, we better be on our way.
That's right. Stay strong, brother. We'll make it through, just as we've always done. And David holds out a fist bump.
Obviously, they had Paternia COVID during this time, so he does an elbow bump with his fist.
Sure. Down the hall, we see a very, very beautiful Fire Genasi getting ready for her cousin's brother's special day. She's sitting there at her now very decked out vanity, brushing out her hair that she's decided to grow out a little longer, just a little longer, nothing too ladylike, obviously, but just enough to show the passage of time. When a window opens, and she looks over to see that her brother stopped by. He had made a habit of blowing in and out, struck with a wanderlust that is hardly ever satiated, like a loose breeze. Howle, what do you say? It's been a solid year and a half since you visited Paternia.
It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it.
I had to.
Yeah, you've just been away a while.
Better get used to that. But I'll always come visit.
Of course.
There's a knock at the door. It's Maud. She's come to see if Skortch is ready. And she's taken it back to see that the curious wind has opened the door and let itself in.
morning, Maud. We're ready.
Oh, that's very nice. And it's nice to see you again, Howle.
And you?
Let us be going then. There is a carriage that pulls up to the Paternian gates, and out of it comes Ken, who is looking a little different, as he is wearing his father's gi. His father had passed not more than a year before. And Ken, you were escorted in by Will Grace, who is talking your ear off about a new recipe that he's been tinkering with. And soon you are all reunited at the doors before the great grand meeting hall, where...
Now, don't get me wrong, Will and Grace. A fried rice sounds absolutely phenomenal, but you should really try this recipe for a jambalaya that I got in Canch.
Jambalaya? That sounds like gobbledygook.
It's not. Believe me. I'll have to show you after this is all done. Oh, hey, everybody.
Ken!
Hey.
It's been too long.
Well, no, honestly, I can't say I miss Paternia, but I'm here for your special day.
Do you like this? He points to his goatee.
It's unbecoming of you. I'm gonna roll a deception check.
Wait, what?
20. He
20.
doesn't know that I'm lying.
So, your intention was to lie about how good the goatee looks on David?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to cover that.
Yes.
You have to cover it up.
That's so...
No, it's the same thing in Borderlands 3 when Reese gets the mustache. You just can't admit it. He rocks it too good.
David, he kind of awkwardly puts his hand over his mouth for the rest of the conversation. I don't know what he's like...
Don't bully him on his special day.
Howle! How did you get here?
Bully who? What do you mean?
Like a minute ago.
Yeah,
Hi.
he flew in the window.
Blew
As you
out
do.
of nowhere, comes running over and just decks Ken in the stomach.
Make an attack.
Oh.
16.
Does a 16 hit?
Ooh, 16 don't hit. Ooh,
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 don't hit.
An 18 don't hit! 11 don't hit!
I'll literally keep this up.
16 don't hit!
I'll
12
literally-
don't hit!
12 don't hit.
25!
There you go.
There you go.
Jesus
Good job.
Christ, I can't believe you made me roll for that. And he literally decks you in the stomach. It's just, hey Ken.
Hi. Boom. Fucking goes right back at you.
What is his signifier on Blue that he's gotten older?
He actually has started to, a beard and kind of like an area where mutton chops would be, kind of like hair starts to have been grown down there and is all braided.
Nice.
So 13 hit you. Okay.
We can keep this going back.
Oh my god! Don't.
The 25 hit you.
No.
No, that's just a lie.
There is a murmur throughout the meeting hall because there is someone who definitely saw one of the kings to be punch the dignitary from the Misty Mountains in the stomach, and just a bunch of murmuring and hush hush going about.
That was for when I had the holes.
Okay, here, just come here, bring it in. And as Ken gets his hands around his shoulders, he gives a nice sigh, and then wham! Headbutts Blue right in the face. It has been too long since I've had a good sparring partner.
Oh my goodness!
It's like a bit of blood comes from his nose. Oh.
Are you leaking a little there? What are you doing?
Hey, come on! This is his
It's been
big
a lot of
day.
work.
David pulls out a handkerchief and starts dabbing at Blue's face.
He's leans over. Thank you.
Yeah, come on.
It's fine.
It's a greeting.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Blue snaps his fingers. Don't you forget! And he snaps, and I cast Cure Wounds on myself as I just fix the broken nose, and it just
And
like
just
kind of
resets his nose.
There's
Or
a.
maybe use Mind Sliver on you too.
Okay,
Why would
can
you
we? Can
do
we? Okay,
that?
can we?
Now,
Can we
let's
continue?
not get the weaponry back out again.
Yeah, that's not what we're here for. We're getting a little excited.
We don't need
There's
another one
a.
of the Tarrasque Celebration Day ceremonies where we ended up all getting in a big fight together.
That was a good fight.
That was
I'm
a
so
great
glad you
fight.
came down for that.
Me too.
Brayden starts to make a walk, like a slow, it's a deliberate, slow, memorable walk down the aisle, flanked on either side by dignitaries holding the two crowns, and he walks towards Queen and Regent Etheria of Paternia, who takes both crowns in either hand and raises them aloft towards the sun. And Maud steps up at the entrance of the room, and all eyes turn, and she says, "Presenting the curious wind, traveler and seeker of knowledge, Howle of Paternia."
Are we supposed to say something?
I mean, you can as you enter and take your spot.
Howell would just give a quiet nod to to the crowd in general.
Presenting Vice Headmistress of the Paternian School of Magic and Phoenix Incarnate, Skortch of Paternia.
I open the door with a dramatic cape whoosh.
That does not go with the music that's been playing, but alright.
Amazing.
Oh, you gotta have the cape whoosh. Yes. I just like commanding stride over to my seat.
Presenting Regent and Ambassador to the Misty Mountains and Master of the Dojo of the Way of Crashing Surf, Ken of the Misty Mountains.
He's behind the announcer.
And Maud steps out of the way for you to make your way.
He does. And he's definitely like given a good flex.
And finally, presenting Dio of the Blue Dragons and Prince of Paternia, Element of Earth, and Defender of the Realm, Blu Moon, and his brother, Father of Chronomancy, Heir to the Throne, and Prince of Paternia, David V. And David starts to enter on one side of Maud, and
I'll walk on the other side.
we walk down together. And we kneel before Mom. And it takes her a second to compose her words. This is a difficult time for her, considering she lost both of her husbands and is about to crown two of her boys as new kings. Citizens of Paternia, it is a heavy head that holds the memory of the kings that have passed in their battles with the Blue Dragons, a needless conflict that ended in loss on both sides. And she looks over to Jiro, who is beaming with pride and just completely ignoring all of the suffering and loss that she suffered at the hands the Paternian king. And whatever. It's fine. Her son's about to be king. Everything is just fine. And she can, Queen Etheria continues. But it is a joyous day. When a new king comes, and an even more joyous occasion when two kings enter at the same time. And she slowly lowers King David IV's crown onto David's head, and Tiberius the Wolfman, King of Paternia's crown, onto Blue's head. Do you, my sons, promise to protect the realm, hold up her laws, and reign peace over the land of Paternia? I do.
I do.
Now rise, King David V, and Dio Blu Moon, kings of Paternia. And David stands and turns, and there is an uproarious applause throughout all of the gathered dignitaries and nobles and wealthy business peoples. A new era, as the Brother Kings, as the history books will call them, start their new grand adventure. And we pan up into the sky, and a book is closed in the cosmic library beyond space and time, and in Boston gold reads Beastmasters of Paternia. But at the bottom, it says David. Next to these books on this table in the cosmic library, there are other books. One that says Blu Moon, one that says Skortch, one that says Howle, and one that says Ken. Because one story ends, another story begins. Ken's story continues back in the Misty Mountains, where after his father dies and he takes control and leadership over the dojo, he quickly trains someone to keep it nice and tidy while he goes on a journey. A journey to every town and every restaurant in every corner of Paternia. And there comes a time when Ken stands upon a hill and takes a deep, deep breath. Ken's wanderlust is gone. Ken just wants to go home. And because Ken is too stupid to know otherwise, he asexually reproduces and produces 4 sons. Ken, what are the names of your sons?
Well, let's call it 4 sons and 1 daughter.
4 sons and 1 daughter?
Ricky, Dicky, Trippy, Flippy, and Dawn.
Okay. And into his much, much older age, Ken teaches his brood in the ways of the path of crashing surf, and they grow up to be pretty cool children turtle martial artists. But there's a curious thing that happens one day. A normal training activity is interrupted by a knock at the monastery's door. And standing there with a bundle tied to a stick is a copper dragonborn. And it says, "Hello? My name is Dio. And I was told that you could teach me something. My dad told me you were a great warrior.
I was a warrior once in my day. Now I am teacher. Come.
Okay.
If you have come to learn, I am here to teach.
Awesome.
What? Now, let me tell you, or ask you rather.
Yeah.
What do you know of the way of the crashing fist, or crashing surf?
And the monastery doors close behind. As we pan out to a different book. It's a little white book in which recounts the many various journeys of Howle, who traveled so much and spent so much time learning and just became the wind. There was a point where you could tell Howle from the air and the air from Howle, but that day was a long, long time ago. But every so often, when there's a burning question on someone's heart, there will be a flicker in a candle and a whispered tidbit of knowledge. And that's how you know you've been visited by the curious wind. Now, Skortch. Skortch's journey doesn't really stray far from home. She decides to walk in her mother's shoes, and becomes a very prolific teacher of the magical arts and defender of the realm alongside her brothers. As she, when the unfortunate day comes where Queen Etheria is forcefully removed from headmistress position of the Mage Academy, because you know she wouldn't leave that chair willingly, Skortch, becomes headmistress and dons the third of the Tri-Crown. And you know, is magical advisor and tutor and teacher. She spends a lot of her time tinkering with shields and shield magics, because there's a nagging feeling at the core of her spark. It's an unsettled longing for adventure, but the knowledge that there is something bigger out there waiting to strike. This feeling never quite leaves Skortch, even into her old age. And for Blue, he rules alongside his brother. They fight sometimes. They fight a lot. Often it's more often than not how Skortch has to come in and pull them apart. But what's the difference? That's how the previous Tri-Crown was. But the more things change, the more things stay the same. And I wish there was a moral that I had prepared ahead of time for the end of this, but there isn't.
That's just how
Fun
life
D&D
is.
story, it doesn't need one.
Right.
Nope.
All of the books, all of the stories that we've made, they fold on into each other and they float off into the cosmic library beyond space and time and sort themselves. And we pan away. And we are now but mere dorks at computers. Now, I've asked this question many times before, usually after the stream, but we have some time. Questions, comments, concerns.
No, I am very satisfied with how this ended.
Oh, that's good.
We weren't expecting my plan to work right away, and I don't know if you
Nope.
intended for it to right away.
I was terrified because I had the idea of the plan that I put into practice on the actual orb, but couldn't come up with the words for like how we were supposed to do it, and I came up with it literally in the session as I was saying it.
Ah.
Oh, I love those moments.
This is how my brain works. I can never plan anything ahead, and I'm
No,
terrible at
but-
improv.
You know what? Some of the best moments are the moments that you literally are creating the plan alongside the character in the moment.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's the magic of D&D, baby.
Now I'm quickly throwing together a quick Blue in his kingly outfit and his work garb.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty much done. I just can't quite get the
I
beard to
wanna do
sit
that
right,
now.
but the beard is sitting as well as it's gonna get, so I'm just gonna keep it there. Well, the thing is, none of the beards fit properly on the Dragonborns. They're not
Right.
modeled at all for the Dragonborns. They're
Yeah.
all modeled for human faces.
They also need digitigrade shoes, like yesterday, please.
That I'm fine with. The feet are literally designed. Like, you can put wrappings, I'm pretty sure, can't you?
I mean,
You can put wrappings
No.
on your feet.
there's nothing, and all the pants are like messed up by the wow. All of the pants are messed up
How do
by
you
things
get-
that aren't plantigrade.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a cool thing on the bottom of the pant leg, it's just not there on the paws and the talons.
Oh shoot, I took off the ones. Hold on, I gotta find some better ones. Oh, that's, hold on.
No comments or concerns for this. This was
What was your guys' favorite moment?
honestly Ken's favorite moment was probably defeating Yama.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the beginning when he joined everybody.
Yeah.
That boss fight with Yama was pretty cool for him. My favorite moment though was probably convincing.
Yes. I gotta say, it's the stupidest one, but it is also my favorite for that exact reason because I rolled really well for the whole thing. Was when we were back in the Coliseum arc, and there was frickin' when Blue went into the strip joint and disguised himself as a stripper version of Blu Moon. It was probably some of the hardest, like, shit-eating grins on my face while doing it.
Oh
It
my
was-
goodness, I
it
remember
ended up
that.
working out so well, and
Hi,
I was like, I
Mindy.
hate how well this is working.
I don't know how, but I knew you were going to say that, and I love that
Yeah.
you did.
It's so good. Okay, here, I think I finished the...
I think my favorite roleplay moment of the entire campaign was when I was playing Dandy Jack in the Ken sleep boxing moment. That was some of my favorite role playing that we've done. My favorite
yeah.
combat has definitely got to be the puck fight.
Yes.
I just loved how annoyed you guys got with it.
I'm just sitting over here like, okay, you can try to put me to sleep. My constitution's way too high.
Right?
Oh, with his
my
face in
goodness.
his hands, just please let him do it.
Yeah, so I did. Like, move the story along. Probably waited a bit too long, but
There. Again, I can't get the beard quite right, but I posted it in the Twitch D&D zone.
Yeah, see that? Look at him. Look at his regal butt.
Beard I can't get quite, and I tried to match the crown. I think that's the same crown you use for the other ones. Oh no, wait, freaking Tiberius is different. God damn it, hold on. I'm
Yeah,
changing
he
it.
got a different. I mean, I tried to. The Hero Forge
changing
crowns
it.
aren't 1-to-1 with the crowns that I wanted to give them.
Yeah.
All I know is that Theria's crown had 1 point. King David's crown.
The crystal crown you used
I think
as a
I used the
base?
crystal one. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. It looks like. Okay, I'll recolor that
Gonna
one.
give David a
Hold on.
goatee. Hecketh yeah.
Bit of metal.
That's a biker
Oh,
stash.
I
Where's
can't
the
actually-
goatee?
Make it in Hero Forge, but I like the idea I put in the Twitch chat of Howle's crystals just looking more like branched out.
Oh.
Yeah. I honestly I pictured this new Howle with a mohawk in my
Actually
head.
gonna
Nah, I don't think he changed
No?
very much aside from the crystals.
Gotcha.
On the one that I use for Tiberius's, I think we'll say I ended up realizing the base of it is like a crystal blue, and so I actually ended up having this version come up. Hold on, sorry.
I gotta give David longer hair. It's 5 years in the future. The future. I'm gonna give him braids. Heck yeah, dude.
Changed the
Ooh.
crown, but the crystal crown is already like a light blue, and so I ended up swapping out a couple of the colors, but left the tips as kind of just like he would have placed crystals on it from, you know, as a memento to his horde, I guess, that he originates from.
Right. Did you catch
Signified
that?
blue
Did you catch
dragons.
that detail? By giving Blue the title of Dio, he's now the leader of the Blue Dragons.
Yeah,
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
that was super
I
cool.
added the blue. That's why I did the blue to the crown.
Heck yes, Persky.
Yeah.
And I gotta add some.
It's
make this
very
goatee-
good for a kingdom to have a dragon horde
Yeah.
as intermingled with them.
If we end up revisiting the Paternia setting, definitely we're gonna have Blue Dragon Riders.
Well, that's something for
Oh,
Blue
that
that
sounds
would have
cool.
definitely have been over these years now for his character, as it was shown with Ken when they interacted there. But Blue is definitely not have done nearly, if not any, actual combat outside of the castle anymore. It's all been organization of events and making sure the guards are all proper every day and all that. He does not do very much actual outside exploring anymore. He's very sheltered, I guess you could say, at this point.
I'm trying to get the coloration on David's goatee because he's getting more powerful, more magical. He's gonna get more of his true namesake's colors into his hair. So
A wheelchair.
I didn't bring Gregory Rosenshirt back.
Just the weirdest things is stuff like the wheelchairs aren't XL.
Okay,
But
I have
the-
a question for you guys.
The barrel that you can sit
What's
on
your question,
is
Goon?
XL.
The barrel is XL?
The barrel is XL, and it's so, look at the place. Look, this is XL, while this is not.
Hmm.
It's so weird.
Okay. Which of the many NPCs that I have made and were voiced, who is your favorite?
Hmm.
What was?
If you're having a hard time thinking of the name, just give me the arc that they appeared in.
I'm not gonna lie, it might be Claude.
Claude?
Oh, Claude.
Claude's Casita of Curiosities and his wife Helen, I think her name
It
was.
was Ruth.
Was it Ruth? Okay.
It's Ruth.
I like Puck.
You like Puck?
I thought Puck was cool, yeah.
Heck yeah.
I
like
like
Puck
the
too.
trickster Fae archetype, so
I don't remember his name, and I feel bad because
What arc did they appear in?
No, it was the green skinned dragonborn in the Colosseum.
Acid
I don't
Splash.
remember his name. Yeah,
Oh, right, Ken fucking killed him.
I really liked Acid Splash actually as a character, and his voice was pretty solid.
I
enough
don't
for me.
even remember Acid Splash's characterizations at all.
All I remember of him is no, actually no, that was the other guy as well. But no, I liked I liked a lot of the characters in that arc. No shit, because Dragonborns, and I love Dragonborns.
Dragonborns are sick.
I don't actually play a lot. Well, actually no, that's not true. I do have like 3 Dragonborns that I've played in previous campaigns.
Where is Grem?
I could play more.
You can always stand to play more Dragonborns. Come on.
Well, actually, I really like the Wyvern race from Pathfinder. Pathfinder in general does a lot better job at being able to customize your race, but
Wyvern?
Huh?
I didn't know Wyvern was a race in anything.
Yeah, it's
Like,
Pathfinder.
playable?
Pathfinder, man.
They're the proper dragonkin. Like they're not the Dragonborns in Pathfinder are the offshoots, I believe. And then like Wyvern are like you are actually just a straight up descendant. They're right alongside like kobolds in Pathfinder. But that's what one of my original Pathfinder character was. He was a wyvern, but he had no wings because you can customize the race a lot. So you can take off your SP, your special points or your species points, I believe they were. So I took off the wings in exchange for some other features, and so the story was that he lost his wings at a very young age and he was outcasted from his tribe. So then he was put into a adoption shelter, and in the adoption shelter he found some old tomes, and this is where he found his ability to summon his Eldion because he was a summoner. And so he found this abyssal creature and linked it to him and has gained magical powers from it. And it's actually kind of sad because our current campaign has relations to that original campaign, and it's been a rough
Our
one.
current
All I can
campaign has
find is
relations
peace.
to everything, man.
Not everything.
I don't know, like what
It's mostly dead gods and all the Strahds, obviously.
every Strahd campaign, yeah.
Every Strahd campaign, but that's just pure the fact that they're all stacked on top of each other. None of the characters.
Yeah, we fought 5 Strahds at once because our DM
I
never
heard.
finished a Strahd campaign, and he was just like, all right,
Oh, right.
we've never finished Strahd, so here's 5 Strahds. Let's finish
How
Strahd
about we,
one
how about we
session.
finish Strahd?
Just,
But,
just held on to the leftover Strahds.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
We
much.
fought 5 Strahds at once. We almost didn't kill the last one because one of us didn't have enough radiant damage.
Okay,
We actually
so
were very
did you-
dry on radiant damage at the end of that fight.
presenting King David's goatee.
Hey!
Nice.
Wait, hold on. He's actually looking a lot like King Arthur from Monty Python's Holy Grail.
Little.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, that was always one of the weird fun ones that I always at least liked, is that at least Dragonborns can have facial hair.
Mm.
And all the artwork, and a lot of the artwork for Dragonborns, especially in the player's handbook, actually, like most of them all have some sort of facial hair. That's why it makes me sad that Hero Forge doesn't allow you to properly
Freaking
add.
Hero Forge.
I wish they added some Dragonborn specific, or at least some reptilian specific facial hair options.
Right,
Just
right.
some braided stuff. It's like the same problem I used to always have with Skyrim. You could always
Oh,
put
yeah.
hair. You could always put hair on your lizard folk and stuff, but it looked so out of place. And same thing with Khajiit. You could put hair on the Khajiit and it looked weird. How do you put hair on something that already has hair and it still looks weird? That's because it's just the same hair they used for every model.
Right.
There's a really good mod for that for both Argonians and Khajiit. Argonians mostly get feathers though, but
Yeah.
it's different hairstyles of feathers, and it's really cool. It's better beast hair or something like that.
To bring it back to our campaign, is there the fate of any NPCs you guys want to hear about, or?
You did just mention Rosenshirt, and I've been wondering about him.
Yes.
I mean, Rosenshirt never dies. I'm sorry. So, I mean, well, there was a version of the end of this campaign where Rosenshirt was the MacGuffin because he can't die. But I thought that was dumb, and so I didn't go with it, and so I didn't really think of a fate for him. I imagine he grows up and sees the world evolve and become more technologically advanced slowly through time, and maybe become mad. Maybe he'll be a BBEG in a cyberpunk Paternia future. Who knows?
I love that.
I got one for you. What happens to Dandy Jack?
Dandy
yeah, that's
Jack had already left Paternia when the tarrasque came. That night, while everyone was asleep, he and his kids got the heck out of there, went back to the Dandy Cat, and fled to the Gordian Wilds, where they laid low for a while. Fifi managed to figure out how to reverse engineer more hot air and blimp-based vehicles. And so, with some dubiously acquired capital, Dandy Jack launched a travel service and a shipping service. He cornered the market on air shipping stuff. And he totally didn't do anything illegal with it ever. The end.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Absolutely above board, everything he shipped.
I kind of love the idea of Howle visiting him once in a while.
All the time. Oh, totally.
What about the fate of the tyrant?
Tyrant...
Are Skortch's fears unfounded?
Tyrant spent 500 years floating in the inky blackness of the ethereal plane looking for a connection to the what's the illithid hive mind called?
The Elder Brain.
Elder Brain. Looking for a connection, a signal to the Elder Brain. And he almost lost hope until he, yes, indeed, got a connection. He was scolded. His data was downloaded, and he was repurposed and became a nautiloid ship. Being a failed precursor for the invasion, there was really nothing left for him to do but be demoted. Who knows what the Elder Brain will do with the knowledge of the little rock that Paternia is located on. Maybe the Elder Brain is scared because they were able to seal one of their powerful precursors away for a long, long time.
Okay. What about Peb and Rock Scarab?
Peb, Rock, and Gem Scarab, they live... I mean, their lives continued as normal. They did jobs for Dio Ocapio, introduced him to a nice girl. They had a kid. And...
was then promptly sent to the dojo.
Yep, because Dio Ocapio died. He eventually died of old age. And the mother was kind of a whore, so she didn't want to take care of the kid, so... I mean, the kindest thing she did was keep that little dragonborn baby out of the fight pit, so...
Nice enough, I suppose. A little harsh, but...
Man, that poor kid.
He's gonna have some issues.
Mood.
Clearly.
Found
Is there
Howle.
someone that Howle wants to hear about?
Speaking of
I
Howle,
already asked.
I found a picture of Howle in future
Yeah.
time.
Eh?
I found a picture of your character in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him.
He's a cloud.
Take it out right there.
You're lucky if you see that much.
Oh shit, right, Little Nas X did a League of Legends video, didn't he?
Yeah, he's quote-unquote the
What?
CEO of League. I think it's corny.
Cool.
I think
I
it's
love
corny.
it.
Corny's
He
up my alley,
pitches
I
a
need to
new
find out.
skin for Udyr called New Deer, where Udyr's just naked and running around Summoner's Rift.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ross Boomsocks did a video on it. It's a real skin now, made with, like, leakskins.com or something like that. They did it.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of new looks, I've posted Skortch's.
I saw.
Yes.
She looks lovely. Look at her. That's the face of a principal right there.
That is brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, she needed new robes. There is not a whole lot of good robes on there.
There really aren't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have many more questions about NPCs.
I was hoping Howle would ask about Shay.
Yeah, I was also wondering about that, but that's not my place to ask.
I kinda wanted to leave that open-ended.
No.
What, are you gonna write fan fiction?
No, no, but I understand that. I get that.
Okay. You're free to write fan fiction about the NPC I made fall in love with you.
I am not planning on writing any fanfiction, but if somebody else does, I will not discourage it.
Ooh.
I doubt anybody will, though.
Aw,
Careful.
that's all right.
There's some people
Don't
out there.
challenge people.
I mean, I don't think I'd complain.
Okay. I mean, maybe now we can start talking about. I have a couple of ideas for the next campaign that I want to run. One, I'm thinking I'm going to do first as a one-shot, and if it really goes well, continue it onward. The other one would probably be the backup if no one is really digging the one-shot. But the one-shot I want to run is called ES Pizza.
Okay, keep talking.
It's a Stranger Things inspired procedural Ghostbuster drama,
Okay.
wherein the players are all different employees, and one of them may even be the proprietor of Paisano's Pizza, which is a pizzeria that secretly also busts ghosts. And when you want a ghost busted, you order in an ES Pizza, and depending on the different topics that they order, that's the code to determine what kind of ghost needs busting and stuff like that. And there's gonna be some demonic intrigue and the proprietor's shady past and stuff like that. But we'll start with a one-shot. We'll see what goes from there. The other campaign is, I've talked about both of these in the post shows. Both of these in the post show. The other one is another procedural drama, but instead of ghost busting, it's mythical creature animal sanctuary. It takes place.
That could be cute.
It takes place on an island, wherein this one would be more crystal punk, medieval-ish, steampunk style setting.
This one sounds way more up my alley.
Wherein there's an island in the middle of the ocean where all the kingdoms are like, fine, we don't want to deal with all these big bad mythical creatures. We'll just teleport them to this island and have these professionals take care of it. And that is this dangerous island filled with, wyverns and dragons and giant scorpions and RAUSs, some hydras, some lions, some tigers, some bears.
Oh my.
A freaking minotaur, etc. There'd be the major plot would be wondering why certain animals are coming to the island and for what purpose, and what is the ecological ramifications of removing these animals from their natural habitat. That's where a lot of the drama would come from in that campaign. So like I said, I do plan on running ES Pizza as a one-shot, maybe closer to Halloween, because that's very fitting. But what do you guys think?
I don't know.
I mean,
Would we be sticking with 5th edition, or...?
I'm extremely biased towards the Ghostbusters one, so that's just...
You're extremely biased towards pizzerias.
Fallen, does
No,
Busted make you feel good?
No, Busting does make me feel good. I love
Busted
Ghostbusters.
makes me feel good!
A lot of my childhood.
Oh, heck yeah. I'll have to watch
So-
Ghostbusters then.
I'm definitely down for for Ghostbusters, especially if we're doing Powered by the Apocalypse Monster of the Week, because that sounds like it'd be very fitting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it really does.
And considering Monster of the Week is open source, so it's free,
Mm-hmm.
and it has very light reading. Like, I personally read through the entire book in less than an hour and ran my session the same night.
Cool.
Issue here being is, would we need to use Roll20 then?
We couldn't use D&D Beyond.
Right.
Yeah, definitely not.
And also, Roll20 is fairly solid at working.
Yep.
It works very well. We've used it for like a good 6 months to almost a year with our other
Mhm.
group.
And like
Mhm.
we've
Over
said before,
COVID.
it's great for maps.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
You can literally just import any map ever, and
If you want a really fun 3D modeling for like areas,
Tailspire.
Tailspire is
Tailspire is fun.
literally clenching to
Cool,
like
cool.
not buy it because I really want to and make fun stuff in it, but god damn it. Just
Tailspire's
trying
really
not
good.
to. It's really good for making areas if you want something that's like instead of using like if you wanted like a physicality to your campaign and instead of it all being theater of the mind, Tailspire is probably my #1 recommendation for if you're doing something in a semi-fantasy realm.
Yeah, it's a whole virtual tabletop.
They do have integration. Well, no,
They're getting
integration with Hero Forge.
Fun.
But I think you currently can import. No, that's what they're working on. I think that's their next big, because it's still in early development. But that's their next big push. Is they're working it so you can just upload.
Your Hero
what
Forge
is
character.
it? Yeah, upload not even just Hero Forge, but just 3D.
30 models.
Just 3D models in general from multiple different sources. That's what they're working on. That's why it's not just Hero Forge. They're working on a couple things to get it so you can, just play your character in Tailspire. Like, so the DM can literally have your character that you designed in Tailspire. And the Tailspire is so awesome. Like, it has VFX on spell effects. You can use it for combat. Like, it has a combat mode. And its in-depth creation for, like, areas is so good. Our DM, just for the shits and giggles of it, for his so desire, he built the entire, like, 3-story inn from one of our campaigns after we already were done using it. Just because he wanted to test out Tailspire and the detail
Nice.
that he put into the entire thing. It can look a little cramped is the only thing if you really want to put a lot into it.
Mhm.
But I always say that's always for expanse of the realism, because you want the models to actually be clear. But other than that, everything else about the inn looked phenomenal. And he made an exterior to it, and it didn't slow down his computer at all. And at the time, that was his computer that was like absolutely crippled.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah,
It
because
almost
my computer is
exploded being on
slowly dying.
fire.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, didn't his computer actually start smoking at some point?
I think it did, and it was when we were playing Div 2, and I lit the oil on that one area that's in like the oil
Yeah.
pits, and it's the big wooden structure and all those oil.
Yeah, and
beads
his
attached.
GPU literally started smoking.
What?
Yeah, his literal computer started smoking because I literally lit the fire to his computer pretty much, and he has to for every turn he had to go all the way over away from the battle so his PC could cool down. So then when he came back over, he could play for a few minutes. It was so fucking funny.
What?
But yeah, Tailspire's really good and it runs really well on a lot of systems.
Cool.
I'd really recommend Tailspire if we're sticking with 5th edition.
5th edition. Cool. Cool.
So
I heard that Howle was biased towards the fantasy nature
Yeah,
preserve.
the critters. Yeah, I love that
And
idea. I'm not
Blue's
too
into
big on
busting.
the fan.
I agree though. I do enjoy the like animal reservoir place because there is a book. Which one is it? Which one is it for 5th edition? Into the Fae. Into the Fae is an entire expansion based around. It involves playable like tinier creatures and stuff like that, but it also just adds a whole bunch of content for mythical creatures and stuff like that, adding it into D&D. And you can run entire campaigns where you're just playing these like little folk and stuff, but you can also play actual just regular adventurers using it and use all the creatures in it because it gives so much stuff. It gives backgrounds for this kind of stuff. Like there's so many things I'm trying to look at, and I just pulled the book out just so I could see.
So I'm not like personally that interested in ghost busting and stuff like that. It's just not my jam. So if you want to fill my spot with somebody else's, I am totally down for that as well. I am working on my own session ideas, or campaign ideas for something very homebrew.
And I was talking with Blaze on this, is as you're very familiar with us, but also anyone else that's watching, or just, like in the future, when you add it out, just like how you found us as a group, just more than willing to step out to watch somebody else, like play the game.
Exactly.
I love D&D, but like, I can fill my Thursdays with other things.
Right.
I already work until it, so I'm not like, I will be willing to step out if someone else wants to come in and feel the experience of enjoying playing some D&D. Maybe they don't always have the time or not the time, but the experience for it. And let's just enjoy some D&D.
I'm also kind of in the same position. If I feel like you should probably have new players, and like not like I want to leave, but it's it might be good, right, for you to run.
If there isn't anyone else, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. I mean, maybe I'll I don't know. I'll maybe put a message out on the Discord, be like, hey, if the spot opened up, who wants it?
Maybe not. I thought this book involved like additions to some races, but I don't actually think it does.
Mostly, in pretty much every sense of the word, I'm also kind of drifting away a bit from Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I've been playing D&D 5e for close to 7 years now.
We might be starting Pathfinder soon. Is the thing.
And that too is we might be like possibly starting Pathfinder, which is a hell of a lot. It's numbers, man.
It's not even that bad when you start actually reading it down. It's no more numbers than what we're doing in our campaign. It's no more numbers than
but it's still numbers. It's numbers, and there's more bonuses, and there's a hell of a lot more customization, and
yeah, of course, there's a more customization, but on the numbers point, that's why people are always afraid of Pathfinder. But really, compared to 5e, yes, there's a lot more content to Pathfinder, but the numbers are really about the same. Compare this to that. That's all you have to remember. It's like math formulas. You got to remember X to Y. That's it. You don't have to actually know the details, because when you have it on your sheet, it's on your sheet.
I guess so, yeah. But yeah, pretty much after we finish this next campaign with our other DM, I'm thinking about drifting away from 5e completely, and
gasp,
and finishing. Yeah, I know, right? It's been 7 years playing this game.
Oh my god, you're drifting away from it.
But no, I think it's honestly time for me to move on to something a little more advanced, a little more customization. I've been actually looking at this new system called Icon.
That's the one with the superheroes, right?
No.
Oh.
It's more of a general fantasy roleplay type game, but with a little more customization. That's really my huge problem with 5e, is the customization. And sure, you can have like some pretty cool shit. Like, for example, this entire campaign, I played a strength-based monk who was also a turtle. That is not optimally sound, but it was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of customization. But you don't really have that with a lot of DMs.
If there was one thing you could change about any of your characters, what would it be?
Strength-based monk.
You wouldn't be a strength-based monk?
Nope.
Oh, if I was to change one thing, God, I don't even really think so. Maybe not as bad of a charisma as much as I end up using charisma. Ended up screwing me over in a lot of situations, but I have a negative as it cleared out. I have a negative in charisma, so it ended up hurting in a lot of cases. But that's part of the role play.
If I had to change,
now that
no, go ahead.
Now that I use dexterity as my spell saving modifier and spell stuff in general, I would have raised that a lot more if I knew. Like, having it at 3 makes it hard to hit anything, but that was like one of the only things I felt like I should have changed. I like the way it turned out.
Yeah, you had a lot of really cool moments, like that that time you did the Bullet thing with riding on Artosh.
I really liked some of the moments that Howle had in combat. It's the best I've ever been able to do anything in combat because our previous DM liked to nerf me beyond belief.
Oof.
It was a lot of fun playing this campaign.
Definitely.
And I know I'm not optimal or anything, like...
Oh man, I'm an optimizer, and I didn't play an optimized character, and I still had fun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, do I love to optimize. I love to play my paladins with, like, being able to hit for, like, 100 damage every turn. Oh god, it's so good.
I bet.
But at the same time, it's fun to take a step back and not play optimally.
For 5e in particular.
Yeah.
Because Pathfinder, it's a lot easier to just generally play optimally and still be extremely unique.
Mm-hmm.
You have customization at every left turn.
If I had to change something about David, I would have made him spec into magic sooner.
Yeah. And I think I would have been a Phoenix Sorcerer if I could change anything instead of a Warlock.
Oh yeah, that was super fun with my dragon.
Yeah, no, just like, I didn't want her entire theme to be fire, but it didn't work into the story as well as I wanted it to, because she's kind of a Phoenix incarnate, which Phoenix Sorcerer would have played right into.
Right. I feel like I might have boxed you in there a little bit, and I'm sorry.
No,
I mean,
it's okay, it worked.
You can always take it in as well. It's the case that, like, in this world,